Today we're jumping into something fascinating and I think incredibly practical. We're doing a deep dive into prompt engineering.
Ah, a hot topic.
It is, and specifically we're looking at this often overlooked but a really powerful concept, prompt patterns. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating here, I think, is how these patterns give us a kind of sophisticated language to talk with AI. We're moving way beyond just, typing simple commands or vague requests.
Right, not just shouting into the void.
Exactly. These aren't just random tricks. They're structured, proven approaches for communicating with large language models, LLMs, that's large language models, things like GPT-4, Claude, those systems. Patterns help us guide their behavior, their outputs, with much more precision.
So you get what you actually want.
Precisely. We're basically transforming those kind of hopeful queries into really precise, powerful instructions. Instructions that genuinely unlock the AI's deeper capabilities.
Okay, so our mission for this deep dive then, it sounds ambitious, but I think for you listening, it's going to be incredibly rewarding. We are going to systematically explore all 29 distinct prompt patterns.
All 29.
Every single one. We'll dig into their purpose, dissect how they work, and most importantly, show you how understanding them, how applying them, can empower you to unlock the full potential of these AI models.
And that potential is huge.
It really is, for basically any task you can think of, right? From simple searches to really complex problem solving, these patterns are like the keys.
By the end, you should walk away with a really solid, actionable understanding of how to level up your AI game.
Excellent. So as we tackle these 29 patterns, we've grouped them into 5 main categories. Makes it a bit easier to digest.
Definitely helps.
And each category tackles a different side of interacting with AI, from how it works inside to what comes out. We're going to kick things off with a category that, honestly, really pulls back the curtain on how AI thinks.
Ah, the reasoning part.
Yeah. It's not just about getting an answer. It's about getting the AI to show its work, maybe even critique itself, which, when you think about it, is pretty remarkable stuff.
It is, and connecting this to the bigger picture, these patterns, they're about making AI less of a black box, right? More of a transparent, kind of auditable collaborator. So this first set, we call them reasoning and reflection patterns. They're specifically designed to enable logical thinking, breaking down problems, verification, even introspection inside the AI model itself.
Introspection, wow.
Yeah, it's about building trust, building reliability in what the AI gives you by understanding the how behind the what.
Makes sense. So what's the first one?
Okay, first up in this crucial category, chain of thought prompting. The main goal here is to guide the model, to get it to do step-by-step reasoning before it gives you the final answer.
Okay, step by step, like showing your work.
Exactly like that.
Yeah.
Imagine asking a student doing a complex math problem. You don't just want the answer, you say, show your work. Chain of thought does exactly that for the AI.
Oh, okay.
It forces the model to output its whole thought process, the logical steps, maybe intermediate calculations, the analytical stages that lead up to the conclusion.
And why is that so useful?
Well, it's not just academic. It vastly improves accuracy, especially for complex multi-step tasks where just jumping to an answer might lead to errors or those hallucinations people talk about.
Right, those weird answers.
Yeah. Plus, if there is an error, it makes it much easier for you to spot it and figure out what went wrong. It boosts transparency hugely. So for you, the listener, this means more reliable, auditable results. Essential for professional work, research, anywhere the why matters as much as the what.
That transparency really is a game changer.
Yeah.
Okay, so building on that idea, the next pattern is few-shot examples with intermediate steps. How's that different?
Right, so this one takes it a step further. The purpose here is to show the AI examples that explicitly include that chain of thought reasoning. It's not just showing input-output pairs.
So you're not just showing the finished cake, you're showing the recipe steps too.
Perfect analogy. Like giving a trainee chef a recipe that doesn't just list ingredients and show a picture, but demonstrates each precise step, how to chop this way, how to mix that way.
Okay, gotcha. The how.
Exactly. By including those intermediate reasoning steps in your examples, you're teaching the model how to think, how to get to a solution, not just what the final output looks like. This really elevates its reasoning capabilities.
So when would you use this specifically?
It really shines when you need the AI to learn a new, maybe very complex problem-solving method, or if you need it to copy a very specific analytical style that needs a particular sequence of steps.
Makes sense. Very powerful.
And then there's the almost beautiful simplicity of zero-shot chain of thought, or ZSGOT.
The zero shot, so no examples needed.
Exactly. The amazing thing here is prompting the model to reason without any prior examples. It's incredibly powerful because it taps into the model's built-in reasoning abilities just by adding a simple phrase.
Like what kind of phrase?
Something as simple as, let's think step by step, or maybe walk me through the logic here.
That's it.
That's often it. It's like giving an experienced detective a new case and just saying, okay, think step by step to solve this, without giving them old case files. And its effectiveness is surprisingly high across many tasks. For you listening, it's a quick win. Low effort, high impact for improving performance. Great for solving problems on the fly when you don't have time to create examples.
I like quick wins. Okay, so we've got reasoning. What about checking the answer?
Ah, yes. Moving from proactive reasoning to, let's say, reactive verification. Next up is the cognitive verifier pattern.
Cognitive verifier. Sounds important.
It is. The purpose is quite clever.
Yep.
You instruct the AI to generate an initial answer, but then immediately prompt itself to critically check and revise that answer.
Let's check its own homework.
Pretty much. Like a careful writer drafting an essay, then meticulously proofreading and editing for accuracy, clarity, consistency before hitting send.
Okay.
This pattern sets up that two-stage process. First, generate, then critically self-evaluate. It dramatically boosts reliability and cuts down on those factual errors or inconsistencies that might slip through otherwise.
So essential for stuff where accuracy is absolutely key.
Absolutely. Think financial reports, summarizing facts, critical analysis anywhere mistakes are costly. It adds that vital layer of self-correction.
Okay, self-correction is good. Does it get smarter over time with that?
Well, that leads nicely into the next one, reflection prompting. Its purpose is for the model to reflect not just on the current answer, but on its past responses over a sequence of interactions to improve over time.
So it learns from experience.
Exactly. It goes beyond just single-turn verification. It builds a real feedback loop. Think of a sports team watching game footage, not just one play, but analyzing patterns of mistakes over the whole game or even season to strategize and improve.
Okay, like learning from failures too.
Critically, yes. It learns from sequences, including failures, or just less than ideal outputs. For you, this means the AI can adapt and get progressively better at specific, repeated tasks without you constantly having to step in and correct it.
Leading to more refined results over time.
Exactly. More useful outputs, less manual intervention. It's about building a more adaptive AI partner, really.
Adaptive, I like that. Now, you mentioned complex reasoning. What's the most advanced pattern for that?
Well, when we talk about really sophisticated reasoning, nothing quite beats tree of thought prompting, or TOE-T.
Tree of thought. Sounds branching.
It is. Its purpose is to let the AI explore multiple different reasoning paths, evaluate various possibilities, and then choose the best one.
Okay, how's that different from chain of thought? That felt linear.
Precisely. Chain of thought is linear, step by step.
Mhm.
TOE-T is like a chess grandmaster. They don't just think one move ahead. They picture several possible moves, and for each, the consequences, the counter moves. They see different branches of the game tree.
Right, exploring multiple futures.
Yeah. The AI actively evaluates different pathways, might even explore dead ends, and then selects the most promising route. This is absolutely key for highly complex problems with many potential solutions or really open-ended creative problems.
So when the answer isn't obvious,
Exactly. TOE-T unleashes the AI's ability to tackle ambiguity, creative challenges, scenarios with no single right answer. It explores a much wider solution space.
that sounds computationally intensive, though.
It can be, yeah. Which brings us to managing all that internal work. That's where the scratchpad pattern comes in handy.
Scratch pad,
Yeah.
scrap paper.
Exactly like scrap paper. The purpose is to tell the AI to use a temporary sort of internal workspace for its intermediate steps. Just like a mathematician uses a whiteboard or scratch paper for calculations before writing the final clean solution.
So the AI writes notes to itself.
Kind of. It uses a distinct section of its output, maybe marked off with special symbols or heading like Scratchpad to do its calculations or lay out its reasoning. It keeps that separate from the final answer.
So it keeps the final answer clean.
Precisely. It prevents the internal thinking from cluttering the main output. You get transparency if you want to look at the Scratchpad, but the final answer is concise and focused, really helpful for complex reasoning.
Okay, clean and focused. Good. What about breaking down big problems?
That's the next one, the task decomposition pattern. Its purpose is elegantly simple: break down big, complex tasks into smaller, more manageable subtasks for the AI to handle step by step.
Like building IKEA furniture. You follow the steps.
Perfect example. You don't just stare at the pile of parts. You instinctively break it down. Assemble the frame, add the shelves, attach the doors. Same idea here. Telling the AI to first decompose a problem makes it way more approachable for the model.
Less chance of missing things.
Much less chance. Reduces the risk of missing critical parts, overlooking steps, or getting overwhelmed by the scale. It really mirrors how humans tackle big projects. So for you, it's essential for using AI on really complex projects, ensuring everything gets addressed systematically.
Leads to more robust results, I imagine.
Definitely. More complete, more accurate than just throwing one giant prompt at the AI.
Okay, decomposition makes sense.
Yeah.
What's the last one in this reasoning section?
The final one here is really powerful, especially for research. The self-ask with search pattern.
Self-ask with search. So it asks itself questions and looks things up.
Basically, yes. Its purpose is to decompose a task into sub-questions, like the previous pattern. But crucially, with the options sometimes explicit, sometimes implicit to use external tools like web search to find answers.
Ah, like a good researcher. They don't just guess, they look things up.
Exactly. A skilled researcher gets a broad question, breaks it into specific sub-questions, then hits the library or databases or the web for answers before putting it all together.
Okay.
This pattern combines that decomposition with dynamic information seeking. The AI identifies knowledge gaps it has, and if it's hooked up to tools, it can actively fill them.
So it's great for topics where things change quickly or are very specific.
Absolutely ideal for that. Research-heavy tasks where the AI needs current or specialized info. It leads to much more comprehensive, accurate, up-to-date answers than relying only on its training data.
Wow, okay. That was quite a journey through how AI can think and reason. It's definitely more than just spitting out text.
Far more. These patterns really push it towards genuine problem solving.
So now, let's shift gears. We've looked inside the AI's head. Let's talk about patterns that dictate what it actually produces and, just as importantly, how it's presented.
Right. Controlling the output.
Exactly. This next set is all about shaping the AI's response to fit exactly what you need.
Yeah, this category, generation and output control patterns, is all about guiding how outputs are shaped, styled, constrained, making sure the AI delivers info in the format and style you need, taking control of its expression.
Okay, where do we start with controlling output?
Well, a fundamental one is the template pattern. Its core purpose is simply using a predefined structure to constrain the output.
Like filling in a form.
Exactly like that. An official form has specific fields, name, address, date guiding where you put information. By giving the AI a template, maybe a specific JSON format, markdown structure, a table layout, even just required headings, you force it to stick to that format.
Why is that so important?
It makes the output easily parsable by other software, ensures consistency for reports or data, or just makes it more readable for people. Crucial if you're plugging AI into automated workflows or need uniform presentation.
Right, consistency is key sometimes. Okay, what's next?
Next is the tail generation pattern. The purpose here is to skillfully add meaningful continuations to partial inputs. It's not random completion, it's seamless, logical, context-aware extension.
So like finishing someone's sentence, but well.
Exactly. Finishing it in a way that perfectly extends their thought, keeps the tone, stays on topic. That's tail generation.
Where would you use that?
Great for creative writing, extending stories or poems, also for continuing a brainstorming list, or maybe filling in missing parts of a data set while keeping everything coherent.
Okay, so good for maintaining flow.
Precisely. Filling gaps without disrupting the original style or intent.
Got it. What about something really practical, like instructions?
Ah, yes, the recipe pattern. Very straightforward. Its purpose is just to outline steps, like a procedural guide.
Like a cooking recipe.
Exactly like a cooking recipe. Clear list of ingredients, step-by-step procedure to get a result. If you tell the AI to use this pattern, you get clear, actionable steps for a task.
So great for how-to guides.
Perfect for how-to guides, instructions, process documentation, standard operating procedures. It turns a broad request like, how do I do X, into an actual executable plan.
Useful. Okay, now you mentioned earlier something about meta-language.
Ah, yes. Getting a bit more advanced now. The meta-language creation pattern. The purpose here is to define your own custom tokens, symbols, or even like a mini language within your prompt to frame tasks.
So you invent words the AI understands.
Kind of. Think of your own personal shorthand you might use in notes. Here, you explicitly define keywords or structures like maybe action item or important and tell the AI what they mean for this specific interaction.
Huh, why do that?
It allows for incredibly precise, compact instructions. You can essentially program the AI with very specific operational meanings beyond just natural language. It gives advanced users a new level of really fine-grained control.
Interesting. Sounds powerful, but maybe complex to set up.
It can be. A bit simpler, but related in guiding the AI is the scaffolding pattern.
Scaffolding, like building something up.
Exactly. Its purpose is to build up the complexity of a task gradually. Very useful for teaching the AI or guiding it through something intricate. Think teaching a kid to ride a bike. Training wheels first, then remove them, then teach tricks. Start simple, add complexity.
So how does that work in a prompt?
You'd start with a simple prompt, then in later turns of the conversation or in later parts of a long prompt, you gradually add more constraints, more details, more complex requirements. It helps the AI build understanding step by step.
Good for big projects then.
Excellent for complex, multi-stage projects. You guide the AI through phases, check understanding at each step before moving to the harder parts, ensures accuracy along the way.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, for content creators out there, is there a pattern that helps with, like, writer's block?
Oh, definitely. The outline expansion pattern is a massive time saver. Its purpose is to take bullet points or a simple outline and turn it into full, detailed content.
So you give it the skeleton, it adds the meat.
Precisely. Like handing a writer a basic outline for an article, just headings maybe, and they flesh it out into a complete narrative with details, transitions, everything.
Wow.
It leverages the AI's generation power to turn brief notes into detailed paragraphs, essays, reports. Huge productivity boost, turns your brainstorming into polished documents.
That sounds incredibly useful. Okay, one more in this output control section.
Yes. The last one here is a bit more creative. The gameplay pattern.
Gameplay. You make the AI play a game.
Sort of. The purpose is to structure tasks as games to encourage more creative exploration, maybe break out of ruts. Think about brainstorming sometimes. Making it a game with silly rules helps generate fresh ideas.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you make prompting a game?
You frame the task with rules, maybe points, challenges, even assign the AI a playful role. This can nudge the model to generate more diverse, innovative, unexpected outputs than usual. Pushes its boundaries.
So good for creative blocks or finding really novel solutions.
Perfect for that. When standard prompting gives you generic results, making it a game can unlock unconventional ideas, turns the AI into a creative partner.
Interesting. Okay, so we've covered how AI thinks and how we can shape its speech. Now, what about the interaction itself, the personality?
Right. That brings us to our third major category, interaction and dialogue patterns. This is all about defining the AI's conversational style, its persona, the user model dynamic, sculpting the conversation itself.
So giving the AI a personality, like the persona pattern.
Exactly. That's the first and maybe most intuitive one here. The purpose is simply instructing the model to take on a specific identity or role.
Like telling an actor how to play a character.
Precisely. Tell the AI, act as a witty marketing expert, or be a patient, empathetic tutor, or respond like a pirate. It fundamentally shifts its tone, vocabulary, knowledge focus, approach.
Super useful for tailoring responses.
Incredibly useful. Customize AI for specific jobs, drafting professional emails, generating character dialogue, anything where tone and expertise matter.
Okay, so that's the AI's persona. What about who it's talking to?
That's the audience persona pattern. A subtle but crucial difference. Its purpose is tailoring the response based on the intended reader or listener. Focus shifts from the AI's voice to the recipient.
Like how a teacher explains things differently to kids versus adults.
Exactly that. Tell the AI explain quantum physics to a 5-year-old versus write a technical brief for PhD physicists. The AI adapts its language, complexity, examples, everything to suit that specific audience.
Ensures your message actually lands properly.
Right. Improves comprehension, engagement, makes the communication effective for who it's intended for.
Okay, now this next one sounds intriguing. Flipped interaction pattern. Does it flip the conversation?
It literally does. Its purpose is to get the model to ask you questions instead of just passively answering yours.
So the AI interviews me.
In a way, yeah. Imagine instead of asking Google, Google asks you clarifying questions to understand your goal better. This pattern flips that usual dynamic. The AI initiates questions to refine your intent.
When would that be helpful?
It's invaluable when your initial prompt is vague or you're not sure how to ask for something complex. Let the AI guide you by asking questions. Often leads to much better results because it clarifies what you actually need.
Okay, I can see that being useful. What about simulations?
Ah, the role-play simulation pattern.
Hmm.
Super versatile. Purpose is to actively simulate specific interactive scenarios or personas for dynamic engagement.
More than just a static persona, then.
Much more dynamic. Think flight simulator or mock job interview. The AI actively simulates a situation, a debate, a customer service call, a negotiation, brainstorming with a client, and you interact within it.
Wow, so you can practice things.
Exactly. Incredible tool for training, practicing soft skills, exploring what-if scenarios, brainstorming in a dynamic way without real-world stakes. A safe space to experiment and learn.
That sounds really powerful for learning. Okay, last one in this section sounds very meta. Using LLMs to grade each other.
Yeah, this one points towards the future. Its purpose is having one AI model evaluate another AI's output within a workflow.
Like AI peer review.
Precisely, like academic peer review. You set up a judge AI to assess a worker AI's output based on criteria you define. It's a powerful meta-prompting technique for quality control and refinement.
Is this something individuals can easily do?
Maybe more advanced for typical users right now, but it shows the potential for AI systems to self-correct, learn from each other, and improve autonomously. Hints at sophisticated workflows with higher reliability.
Okay, fascinating glimpse into the future there.
Yeah.
So we've done thinking, speaking, interacting. What's next? Quality control.
Exactly. We need to talk about the quality of the information itself. This fourth category, data, knowledge, and filtering patterns, is all about input control, accuracy, retrieval, relevance, managing the data flow.
Acting as quality gates, essentially.
Precisely. And we start with one we touched on conceptually before, but focus differently. Few-shot examples.
Okay, how is this different from the earlier few shot with intermediate steps?
Good question. Here, the purpose is providing examples purely to influence the output style, format, or maybe the kind of answer, without necessarily showing the reasoning steps. Focus is on the input-output mapping.
So more about the what than the how.
Exactly. Like showing a designer logos you care about the final look, the style. Use this to quickly teach the AI a new format or writing style, a response pattern without complex instructions. Learning by imitation of the result.
Okay, simple and effective for style. What about filtering out bad stuff?
That's the semantic filter pattern, purpose. Filter responses using meaning-based constraints.
Meaning-based, like it understands the topic.
Yeah, deeper than keywords. Like a smart spam filter that gets the intent of an email. You can tell the AI, only give me optimistic responses, or only output facts relevant to renewable energy, or avoid political commentary. It prunes outputs that don't meet the semantic criteria.
So you only get what's relevant and appropriate.
Exactly. Saves you filtering time, ensures outputs align with your specific needs. Very useful for focused tasks.
Definitely need that sometimes. What about checking facts?
Critical need, that's the fact checklist pattern. Purpose, ensure factual accuracy through structured, explicit validation.
Like a pilot's pre-flight checklist.
Perfect analogy. You give the AI a specific list of statements or criteria. It must verify against its knowledge or context you provide. It's a direct command to check specific facts.
So you force it to be accurate on key points.
You do. Incredibly valuable when factual correctness is non-negotiable. Builds trust for research, decision-making, anywhere errors are unacceptable.
Essential. Okay, last one for managing data. What if the AI just doesn't know something specific?
That's where context injection pattern comes in. Purpose.embed external or domain-specific knowledge directly into the prompt.
So you give it the textbook before the exam.
Kind of. Like giving a lawyer all the case files and precedents before asking for advice. You provide relevant background info, data, documents right there in the prompt.
So it uses that info, not just its general training.
Exactly. It grounds the AI's response in the specific knowledge you provide. Essential for tasks needing current info, proprietary data, or highly specialized knowledge the base model wouldn't have. Ensures hyper-relevant, accurate answers in niche areas.
Okay, another really powerful one. Wow, we have covered a lot. Reasoning, output, interaction, data quality.
It's a comprehensive toolkit.
It really is. So our fifth and final category, you said it brings us back to the prompts themselves.
That's right, it's meta. These last patterns are about improving our communication with the AI, making our prompts better. This category is query refinement and prompt construction patterns.
So the AI helps us write better prompts.
Sometimes, yes. First one is the question refinement pattern. Purpose. Have the AI rewrite your unclear or weak query into a better prompt for itself.
Like a consultant clarifying a vague client request.
Exactly. You give the AI your initial, maybe clunky question and ask it to rephrase it into a more optimal prompt, likely to get better results. It uses its understanding of language to improve your input, like a built-in prompt coach.
That's brilliant. Helps overcome frustrating moments when you can't get what you want.
It really does. Turns the AI into your prompt writing assistant.
Okay, what else helps construct prompts?
The menu action pattern, purpose, offers selectable options to clarify user intent. Guides the user.
Like those phone menus. Press 1 for X, press 2 for Y.
Just like that. The prompt presents the user with predefined choices. They select the direction or output type needed, reduces ambiguity, guides the user through structured choices.
Good for building interactive tools then.
Very useful for that. Or guiding users through processes with clear options makes things efficient.
Okay, now this next one sounds fascinating. Inverse prompting. Does it work backwards?
It totally does. The purpose is you give the AI a desired output, and it figures out a possible prompt that could have produced it.
Whoa. Like showing an artist a painting and asking, what instructions did they follow?
Exactly that. Reverse engineering the prompt. If you see a great AI output, a perfect summary, a cool image, a specific text style but don't know how it was made, you ask the AI to suggest the prompt.
That's amazing for learning.
Invaluable for learning and optimization. See good output, learn the prompt, replicate or adapt it. Unlocks hidden knowledge.
Okay, final pattern. You mentioned output reverse engineering. How's that different from inverse prompting?
Similar but often deeper. Purpose is, given a complex output, reconstruct the process or underlying logic that led to it. Less about the exact prompt words, more about the how.
Like a forensic scientist figuring out the sequence of events.
Good analogy. Examining the output, crime scene, to piece together the process focuses on the reasoning path, the implicit instructions that must have been used to get that specific, complex result. Dissecting the how.
So it helps understand the AI's thinking.
Exactly. Great for deeply understanding how AI processes info, or troubleshooting why an output went wrong. Gives insights into the model's internal workings based on its results.
Wow. Okay, we actually did it. All 29 prompt patterns. My head is spinning a bit, but in a good way. It really feels like we've just unlocked this massive toolkit for talking to AI.
It's definitely more than just asking simple questions, isn't it?
Far more nuanced than most people probably realize.
Absolutely. And, this whole journey through these patterns, it really raises a big question. What does this all mean for how we actually work with AI going forward?
Right.
Because these aren't just like neat tricks or hacks. They are fundamental techniques, foundational for effective, reliable AI interaction. It feels like a real paradigm shift.
I agree. It feels like it's no longer enough to just, type a question and cross your fingers or treat AI like some magic box.
Right. Hope for the best isn't a strategy.
No. Now it's about consciously engineering the conversation, carefully crafting your intent, using these patterns strategically to guide the AI towards results that are genuinely useful, reliable, consistent.
They're the building blocks for that intelligent interaction. And this is where I think it gets really exciting, particularly for the future of work, of productivity.
How so?
Using these prompts strategically, applying these patterns with real intent, it's becoming a critical skill for building what people are starting to call agentic workflows.
Agentic workflows. What does that mean exactly?
Well, it means these patterns let us create AI systems that can operate with much greater autonomy. They can make more informed decisions on their own, execute really complex multi-step tasks with minimal human hand-holding.
So the AI becomes more like an agent doing work for you.
Exactly. It transforms AI from just a reactive tool answering questions into a truly collaborative agent capable of sophisticated problem solving and execution. It's the difference between asking a question and actually sort of programming the AI to act intelligently within a defined scope.
Like a specialized assistant who understands the whole process.
Precisely. An assistant that understands not just the goal, but the steps to get there reliably.
So, thinking about that,
Yeah.
what does this all mean for you listening the next time you sit down with an AI? Maybe consider this.
Yeah.
Are you just asking a simple question? Or are you consciously, deliberately crafting the start of an intelligent, maybe even autonomous agentic workflow?
Good question to ponder.
With all these patterns now in your mental toolkit, which ones will you choose? Which ones will you implement strategically to really unlock the full, often still hidden potential of AI? The tools, as we've seen, are definitely now in your hands.